Lesson 38. There's nothing my holiness cannot do. There is nothing the awareness of my holiness cannot do. There's not one thing my holiness cannot do. You can play with the title throughout the day, however it suits you, and in a way that feels powerful and has resonance with you. Please find yourself in that comfortable position. Allow your body to be easeful and supported. Lightly close the eyes. Soften the mouth and the jaw. And begin with taking your 3 easy breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth softly. Extending an invitation to the body to soften. Letting the eyes grow a little bit heavier, the tongue grow a little bit softer, and the body feels as if it's going down a little bit. Just down, down, just a little bit down. Noticing that your breath is smooth and easeful. Noticing that there is an expansion somewhere in the body on the inhalation, and there's a softening of the body on the exhalation. Allow your awareness to remain with the breath as we begin our count backwards from 10 to 1, following the inhalation and the exhalation. Long and smooth and easeful. Inhaling 10, exhaling 10. Inhale 9, exhale 9. On your own now. Let go of the breath counting technique, resting easefully with your natural neutral breath. Direct your awareness to the sound of my voice as I read Lesson 38. We will receive the instructions and then practice together. Without any grasping, let the words flow over you. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. Your holiness is totally unlimited in its power because it establishes you as a child of God, at one with the mind of its creation. Through your holiness, the power of God is made manifest. Through your holiness, the power of God is made available. There is nothing the power of God cannot do. Your holiness, then, can remove all pain, can end all sorrow, can solve all problems. It can do so in connection with yourself and with anyone else. It is equal in its power to help anyone because it is equal in its power to save anyone. If you are holy, so is everything God created. You are holy because all things He created are holy, and all things He created are holy because you are. In today's exercise, we will apply the power of your holiness to all problems, difficulties, or suffering in any form that you happen to think of, in yourself or in someone else. We will make no distinctions because there are no distinctions. In the 4 longer practice periods, each preferably to last a full 5 minutes, repeat the idea for today. Close your eyes and then search your mind for any sense of loss or unhappiness of any kind as you see it. Try to make as little distinction as possible between the situation that is difficult for you and one that is difficult for someone else. Identify the situation specifically and also the name of the person concerned. Use this form in applying the idea for today. In this situation involving blank in which I see myself, there is nothing that my holiness cannot do. In this situation involving blank in which blank sees himself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. From time to time, you may want to vary this procedure and add some relevant thoughts of your own. You might like, for example, to include thoughts such as, there is nothing my holiness cannot do because the power of God lies in it. There's not one little thing my holiness cannot do. There's no thing my wholeness cannot do. Introduce whatever variations appeal to you, but keep the exercises focused on the theme. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. The purpose of today's exercises is to begin to instill in you a sense that you have dominion over all things because of what you are. In the frequent, shorter applications, apply the idea in its original form unless a specific problem concerning you or someone else arises or comes to mind. In that event, use the more specific form in applying the idea to it. And just take a moment to rest. Allowing the breath to stay quiet, the mind to stay soft. Keep your eyes closed. And repeat the idea to yourself. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Now search your mind for any sense of loss or unhappiness of any kind as you see it. Make as little distinction between your difficult situations and a difficult situation for someone else. Identify the situation specifically, naming the person concerned, and use this form. In this situation involving blank in which I see myself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. In this situation involving blank in which blank sees herself, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. And we'll practice together in sacred silence for about 2 minutes. After repeating the idea to yourself, continue your easeful mind searching, noticing any sense of loss or unhappiness of any kind. Noticing if it's a situation you're in or a situation that someone else is in, and apply the idea for today. And we'll practice together for about 2 minutes in silence. Repeat today's idea to yourself. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. And allow the practicing to dissolve. Rest for a moment, savoring the experience of you. And ever so slowly begin to slide your thumb towards the tip of your index and middle finger, feeling the light contact there. keeping the rest of the hand relaxed and repeating to yourself the promise that you make with your holiness, knowing that there's nothing your holiness cannot do. I am willing to forgive. I offer all problems, situations, and worries to divine love, my holiness. I am open to receive divine, creative solutions directly from my holiness. And let it go, resting easefully. You may stay here for as long as you'd like, and when you are ready, make your return to the atmosphere slow. Our practice together is now complete. Namaste.